it's time to change.
Yes.
It's time to look for friends. Am I saying dump your current friends? Maybe.
I would say I'm an introvert, extrovert, you know.
Extrovert, I don't know.
I say introvert.
Having said that, now I think we want to share some really, really good news with our
Yes.
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 You want to share the good news, baby?
Yeah, so, you know, the good news is... Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplins. I'm LJ with the one and only, my lovely wife, Lady Siza. She's in the building. Yes, you know, we're about to vibe each and every week. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got me. So this week, we want to talk about what a supporting community
can do for
you.
Yes.
Yes. So, you know, tell me, honey, what a supporting community can do for you? Because I've realized, I know the value a supporting community do for me on a daily basis. So, you know, what it can do for you?
I think for me, just the word of community screams out human need or human experience, right? Because I think every person desires to belong somewhere. Desires to be heard, desires to be seen, desires to be vulnerable to people that he or she feels safe with.
Yes.
Desires to just to be among people where you have one sense of purpose. Direction, or even just path or passion. So community covers a whole lot of things.
Yes.
And I believe that without a community, a person can be lonely.
Yes, and the world can be a lonely world. And I like what you say, experience. You know, a community, I love a community because it give me a wonderful experience. You know, experience that, you know, you like, it make you belong. It make you feel like that you belong, that you fit in, especially when you get into the right community.
Of course, it has to be engaging. You know, we have a lot of people who become part of communities, but end up just being community warmers, if I can call it.
Yes, bench warmers.
Well, they are bench warmers because most of them are virtual, you know, communities.
Even like in a church, you got people that come into church and they just sit.
And most of those people are the biggest critics. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
They're the ones who always see the wrongs and what should have been done, but they never participate.
And just sit in the church and just come to church and just, like you always said, check the register.
Yeah.
And never get in the service, and so and you gotta understand it's all about getting that experience. And even when you're a part of the community or you go into a church, it's about getting an experience that's life-changing. I
think this goes back even to when we were in school or college, you know, those who participated most, who asked questions, they got the most out of the lesson versus to people who just never wanted to ask questions or never contributed. And I remember one of my teachers used to say, there is no dumb question.
Yes.
The fact that you're questioning something means that you're thinking. So ask as much as you can. There's no stupid question. I will answer. And I love that because it made us not to be afraid to ask questions, even if you think that your question might just be stupid or might just be wrong. Having that, you know, openness from her to say nothing is dumb. Ask your questions and so that's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
So I believe even in just a social community, I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Be it virtual or be it people meeting.
Yes.
It's vital that you become a participating member. Not just a warm
body.
Yeah.
Not just a warm body. And so, let's go on to our first point, and let's go on to
benefits.
The benefits of being a part of this community. So what's the benefit of being a part of the community that will give you the best experience that you can take advantage of?
I think the first main one would be join a community that's actually going to grow you in some way, challenge you. Something where, in fact, join a community of people who are where you want to go. Instead of joining there's a saying that says you have to be the average of five people
you hang around.
And actually you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. So if you join a community that's of people of your caliber or lower, then you're definitely not going to grow.
Yes.
You're going to be frustrated because they're not challenging you, you're not learning anything, versus when you join a community of people where you want to go, you always feel challenged that you're not doing good enough. You have to do better at all times. So I think that would be my first point.
Yes.
Join a community that will push you and take you out of your comfort zone.
Yes, Mom, and you always say bloom where you are planted. So you want to be in a community where you're able to bloom where you are planted.
Yes.
And another thing too about joining a community that where you are growing, we always hear of is not what you know.
Yeah.
It's who you know. But it's also it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Ooh, I love that. Wow.
It's who knows you.
I love that.
And so when you feel like when you just being by yourself and you're not getting a community where you're able to grow, no one can get to know you.
Right.
Even
you can just be among the cracks.
Yes.
Get lost in the in the gang or in the business,
the tribe.
Yeah.
So it's who know you, and you want to be able to get in there so that people to recognize you and see who you are. Because even like myself, I'm reserved. And I believe I'm reserved because of my abilities or my deficiencies that I think sometimes, because sometimes I get in my head. Sometimes I get in my head and feel like, I don't speak as well as somebody else, and they might look at me this way, or they might talk about me. I'm in my head sometimes.
But forgetting that when we do join a community, we are there to grow. And them speaking more eloquently than you helps to push you.
It helps to push me
towards being better, being a better speaker, being a better presenter, being a better
communicator
in expressing yourself, just being overall better.
Yes, so, and just reaching out to people and engaging with people and be able to, network and show empathy when I can, because sometimes I can be so reserved that I don't even know how to show empathy sometimes, because I got this, we talk about this numb, dull feeling that I don't know how to react or respond to certain situations because I've been so reserved that I don't know how to express myself.
Do you think it's being reserved, or you think it's being looking down on yourself, being shy, not being vulnerable enough? Because I feel like I'm able to communicate or engage with people more because I'm very vulnerable.
Yes.
Like I'm not afraid to be naked or around people, not literally naked, but like just to express myself, because I think when you show emotion to people and you show them that you're human. They relate. And people just want that relatability.
Yes.
So if you're like a blank wall, people never know if you're happy, you're sad. Must talk to you, must be not. But if you're just one of those people, like I use, most of in my social media, I like to write dear letters. It would either be dear me, dear my younger self, dear my older self, dear husband. I just like to write dear somebody. And through those dears, it's my way of being vulnerable to my community.
Yes.
And I've gotten such great feedback through that, because people feel they see themselves in me when I write those dear letters. It's like open letters to myself.
Yes.
They see themselves, and that's what you want to become when you join a community, where you want people to be able to relate with you while also growing through your experience.
Yes, and that's what I'm learning now, and I'm seeing myself getting better by being part of different communities. I'm opening up more, and just also, you know, having a great wife that know how to communicate. You know, she also teaches me how to be more vulnerable, how to show more empathy, so that I don't be this long, and I don't have to be ashamed of who I am. You know, regardless of how I speak and what I might sound like, I could be confident and say it's alright, it's okay. You know, and you know, and I learned this too when I was in school. When I went to college, I finally realized, like, you know what? Everybody in there is not that smart. No. There's even the professors make mistakes, and even professors don't know how to spell every word. That's something I did notice when I went to college. You know, when I went back to college.
Nobody is perfect, and if you go in with that mindset of saying, "Oh, people are perfect, oh, people are better than me," then you'll never learn, because you'll always be looking at the negative instead of what can I learn out of this.
What can I learn out of it?
You know, I remember when we tried to reach out to a couple of mentors, and you always were frustrated by the fact that, but they speak bigger words than me, but then that's the right people to hang around. Because you end up, guess what, adopting that language as well. You find yourself using bombastic words.
Bombastic.
Yeah, and you're being flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
You know, all those big words.
Okay.
Out of, you know, listening to what they're saying, not because they try to be better than you, but it's just the language that they use, and you end up adopting that language, and you find yourself, your vocabulary is going better and stuff like that. I know we're in a couple of communities as well, and we've benefited from them. I know one of my communities that I am in business with has another community within there, which is an accountability community, where we keep each other accountable of, you know, reading a mindset book, doing the affirmations, doing your daily habits, you know, just to keep you afloat of not slacking in your self-development and self-growth. Because that's what community is about.
Yes, that's what it's about.
Self-development and growth.
And growth. That's what it's about. Self-development and self-growth.
So, jumping onto our next point, like before joining a community, what do you need to identify so that you're able to contribute to that community? What do you need to, what must you look out for in order to join a community? Yes,
one thing, you have to know what you want out of that community. You have to identify what you want out. You just don't want to get into a community. We always talk about, you don't want to get into every community.
Right.
Because what will happen, if you get into every community, you will never be complete. You'll be a hoarder of information. And never grow and never and running spirit. You're going from church to church to church to church to church, or you running from community, or you running from.
And you'll never just give out your best, because you're split.
You're split, and you're holding all the different information, and what happens? You're getting confused
because with example with myself, I'm in a couple of communities. Because they all bring different, you know, benefits. They all have their different missions and purposes for my life. For example, I have an alopecia group that I actually had, a private group on Facebook, where I encourage ladies like myself who have lost their hair or in the process of losing their hair and have not come to terms with it. Even those that have come to terms with it, encouraging women to take the big chop and cut their hair, because that ain't easy doing it by yourself with not having support. So for me, that plays a different role, where I am able to anchor the group and support and assist and just be that backbone, although I take a backseat at times just to allow the community to participate among each other, but I'm always kind of visible here and there. So that plays a different role. Versus my other business one, that plays a business role. And then we've got a church one that plays a different role. And so every community.
And cause I'm in a couple community as well. I have a real estate community. I have a coaching community where I get my feedback and accountability from being a coach, speaker, trainer, and then real estate. and then a spiritual community. So I got multiple different communities, but I'm to identify a community because you don't want to get involved with multiple real estate communities.
But won't that help you because you're learning different things from different people? Or maybe it's
going to confuse you because one community might say one thing, then another community or another coach might say another thing. Yes, follow a system and follow one thing so that you don't get confused and you're like, okay, which way I'm gonna go and who I'm gonna follow. They say do this and this one say do this, and sometimes confused. That's why when you join multiple communities, that's the same. That's in the same industries. You know, it could confuse you. And
so stick to one. Find one that you like.
Yes, identify one that you like and identify the one that will work for you, and then just stick to it. And then yeah.
Gotcha. So another one would be when joining a community. I think we gotta understand that it is actually a two-way communication.
It's a two-way communication.
You can't just, I think we mentioned this in the beginning, you can't just come in and just be a warm body.
A warm body.
You know, you wanna meet other people who are gladiators like you, who are unicorns like you, who are, trailblazers like you, who maybe not like you yet, but you are wanting to be like them.
Yes.
And get to where they are. And so that you're able to achieve your desired goals.
Yes, because you want it, because you're only going to get out of a community or out of something what you put in. And so if you don't put nothing in, then you can't expect nothing. You can't expect anything to get out. You know, because a lot of times we see posts or we see something and we just don't say anything when we should be because you gotta understand too. When we able to comment or say something to a post, that also helping us to be able to communicate better because we able to express ourselves through
I think
text.
Not even that, LJ. I think it's more of even the person who has actually poured out their hearts with that content. When they get those comments back and feedback, it encourages them.
Yes.
You know, to continue. Like I'm in the right direction. I like it when I get inboxes and even just comments on my posts. People saying, "Oh my God, you encourage us. Oh my God, just don't stop doing this. You just made my day. You just made me smile." That makes me wanna another day and to be even more creative and come up with even more better content that will actually help
but
people.
Just don't say that. Also share your input. You know, you want to contribute. So that's why I love this because let's say you're in the community and you see something, you see a post, you don't have to respond right away. Right. But you take some time to process and think about so that you're able to respond the right way. And so, but contributing to the community, engaging with the community, it helps you to grow. It helps you to get, because you're just not receiving, but you able to give out. If you know what I'm saying. You able to put out, and so it's a two-way street. Because communication between two people, one person just not do all the talking. Right. You have to take time to listen to the other individual, and that's what happened in the community. If someone have
because we have to learn from each other.
Yes.
We have to feed off each other.
Feed off
That's
each other.
That's the whole point.
Yes, it's the whole point. It's just like when you're able to talk and you're talking, I listen. And then when I talk, you listen, and that's how we're able to grow, and that's how it's a two-way street, and we are engaging, and when we engage in, we're able to learn from it, and things begin to take place. I mean, ideas, concepts, video inventions begin to happen. You be able to, see different things that you haven't seen just by yourself.
Right. Because I think when you stop growing, then you're in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong place.
Time to change. Look for another place. This even goes with friends.
Yes.
When you have friends who don't challenge you, friends who are not aspiring for more, friends who are happy with a mediocre life, it's time to change.
Yes.
It's time to look for friends. Am I saying dump your current friends? Maybe. Not literally, but don't make them your inner circle. Because, I've looked at this in various ways. You can have an inner circle, and then you can have an outer circle.
Outer circle.
So those friends who are not contributing anything towards your life, make them an outer circle. Because we have some really, really loyal friends who've been with us through thick and thin, but may not be contributing positively towards our lives.
Yes.
And some of them are even energy drainers. When you speak to that person, by the time you're done, you are so exhausted. Like, oh goodness.
Yes.
They take the energy out of you because they are takers and they're not givers. But you want to surround yourself with people who are takers and givers. Because when you just the giver,
you're gonna get burnt out.
That's it. You'll end up being empty. You'll end up being dried out. You'll end up not being able to pour anything to people or share anything.
Yes.
And then you'll have no value after that. So it's critical that you be in a community where you're able to share. Yeah,
and you're going to receive, because in ministry, that's why you have spiritual fathers, because you as a leader, you always pouring out into your congregation. But as a leader, you had to be able to go somewhere else to sit and to receive and absorb, so that to be refilled, so that you will go back out and continue to pour. Because if you just continue to pour and not receiving, eventually you ain't gonna have enough to go out to pour out, because you're not receiving anything. And so that's why and so that's critical to be able to receive and not just and differentiate your inner circle and who to connect with, who your friends and things like that. That's critical, because even Jesus had an inner circle.
Right.
He had three that always go with him when they went to pray. He picked. He always had Peter.
His favorites?
Not his favorites, but he always had his three people that he always had with him. Peter, James, and John.
He trusted.
He trusted them.
They had he knew that they had his back.
Yes.
When he called on them, they responded.
They responded.
So you want people like that. If something would happen to you, if I call this person, they're on speed dial, they will respond and they are there for you. Versus people who like, you can't get hold of them, or they're still thinking about it, or whatever the case is, or I'll do for you if all you can do for me. Those are not your inner circle.
Yeah, and he had three. He had the three. So the three disciples that was close, and then he had the whole 12.
The outer circle.
And then he had the 70. So he had the 70 that just went. Or the 70 was he just had them he gave them a sign and said, okay, you do this. This is what you need to do. Boom. But he didn't really spend the time with them, take quality time with them. And that
because you give your time where it's appreciated.
It's appreciated. So I would say the 70 is like your contractors, your subcontractors. You just give them a job. You're not really gonna expect to find things. You just give them a task and they just do it.
Right.
But your inner circle, they know your three know everything about your organization. Everything about you, basically.
And I think I want to go back to a point of, like being in a community, it gives you an opportunity to also get resources. You learn from each other.
Yes.
Some people will come in with different abilities and skills. And because that's the best place to network.
Yes, and we want to say this again. Remember, we talk about no free lunch. To get resources, but you also want to give resources. You just don't want to take and get resources without contributing. You want to add value in the community. You just don't want to take from the community and not contribute to the community. What you have to offer. And that's the thing. You want to identify what you're gonna what you can get for the community, but you also want to identify what you can bring to the community, because it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
But also, we have to acknowledge the fact that getting into a community can be a bit of uncomfortable. It's for some people, especially people who are introverts, people who are shy, people who experiencing a community for the first time and may feel that they have nothing to give. So I encourage you to join anyways. And just glean and listen and absorb and just be open. You never know. You might find your purpose. You might find that you actually can even do better or give better than what the others are contributing. You might find that you might be a valuable contributor to that community actually. So I would encourage each and every person to give a community a try.
Because there's something for everybody, even for the introverts. I would say I'm an introvert, extrovert.
Extrovert.
I say introvert, extrovert. I'm an extrovert once I get comfortable and I'm able to.
All right, I guess I'll take it.
But I'm an introvert. But yes, but it's something out there for everyone. But you have to, and a lot of times you get to the point where it might not make sense at first, right? You know, when you
could be confusing.
It might confuse you. You're not sure
if you're doing
the right thing. If are you doing the right thing? If this is the right.
Are you commenting?
Are you commenting? Are this the right choice?
The right way.
You know, is the right way.
But also, I just want to say, you know, especially when the community is still in the building mode. It's still in the beginner stage. Give it time.
Give it time.
Don't say, "Oh, this is a waste of my time." Be one of the contributors. Be one of the founding members.
Be one of the founding members.
Who can contribute and direct the group to where you would like it to be.
And that's the beautiful thing. Direct, because when you start directing, then you could take part in how building the culture.
Yes.
Building that culture, building that community of it. Yeah. So that's wonderful. I'm glad you said that.
So having said that, now I think we want to share some really, really good news with our
audience.
Do you want to share the good news, baby?
Yeah. So you know the good news is
drum roll. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, the good news is we just launched our paid community. Yay! Go Chaplins.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Yeah, we just launched our online paid community where we have an opportunity to connect, to network with like-minded individuals, to share content, to engage with members. And you're able to engage with other members that's just like you, or maybe in your industry, you're able to see. And so for those introverts, maybe you don't know how to connect with another individual, how to communicate. Well, we in this community, you have the ability to connect with other individuals that just like yourself through the member task. So yeah, so I'm excited about it because we able to share content on a daily basis. We're gonna be having live webinars, all the good stuff, masterminds in this community. You know, challenges. You know, so that we're to hold each other accountable, so that we all able to grow. You know, so that we all able to develop, so that we all able to stay on task and be accountable to each other. You know,
what's the name of our group?
Yes, Next Opportunity Window.
Check out the tea.
Yes, because it's time to take advantage of the next opportunity window. We talked about stocks last week, and so we're gonna have different content out there so that way to grow, way to learn. We're gonna talk about we could be talking about real estate. We could be talking about stocks.
Good stuff that will grow us.
Yes,
because I mean one of the reasons why we actually started this community. It's a paid community because we want you to value it.
Yes.
Because we've realized that anything that's free, people don't value.
People don't value.
It's not going to be expensive, but we know that a coin that you put in will make you appreciate and want to participate and get something out of it. It's number one. Number two, another reason why we came out with the community is we realized that there's just too much information out there that's not with substance.
Yes.
You know, people want to just watch comedy and entertainment shows, but they don't want. There's nothing out there for them where they can grow and be better.
Yes.
You know, so that's how this came about. Where we want to share information.
We want to share information.
That's an extension of this podcast where people can grow and be better. Where people can ask questions and start businesses and start make extra money, side gigs, you name it.
But connect with other people. Find your business partner.
Accountability partners.
Business partners, accountability partners.
Various things. So that's why we started this, and we really encourage you to come take a look.
Yes.
You know, and you might just like what you see. There is no obligation to remain if you don't like it. But we say come in and check it out and be that contributing partner, being that founding partner who will help guide towards the culture of this.
And the beautiful thing that we're doing is a paid community, but we do give you a 7-day free trial to try us out, see if you like it. If you like it, you can stay and then be charged after that on a monthly subscription. So so
check out the link in the description box. We'll have it there if you want to be part of our community. We'll love to have you. As we just grow together.
And we do have a lot of things that will be coming down the pipeline. That our goal is to help one another, to help support one another, to build each other up. And so we definitely, even with the podcast, as we continue to grow this platform, we're gonna do a live backstage at the show, but it's only gonna be for the people that's in the community where you able.
I will try.
Yes, you can be live with us and talk about this Friday episode, every Friday episode, and it will be on one of our platforms, as well as
backstages.
Yes. When we have experts, and we start interviewing guests, because we will be interviewing guests.
Yes, we
will be having experts to educate and to help our tribe so that they can become better investors, better people, and have better marriage, or whatever it is. Guess who we're gonna get a lot of times? We're gonna get the people that's inside our community, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build and we're trying to help our tribe out, our community out,
to be visible.
Yes, where we all able to grow. So we ask you to, as you continue to grow with us, we want to grow with you as well. We just don't want to benefit from it, but we just don't want to benefit from you, but we also want you to benefit as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So go ahead and just click on the link below. Let's make this a happy family.
Yes.
Let's make the circle bigger.
Let's make it bigger. Yes.
Bigger. All right, guys.
Because it's all about, everyone contributing. Because when we contribute and when we get involved, and magic happens.
Yes.
I mean, something happen. Magic, anointing, whatever you want to call it, something spiritual, powerful begin to take place in the community.
When people walk towards
it takes a mind of its own. It takes because, like I said, everyone has one mind, one speech, one language, one goal, and
to make each other better,
and great things happen,
and not be the crabs in a
crab mentality. Just hold each other down. Nobody ever makes it out. Nothing like it. Look at him fighting him. You ain't getting out. If I can't get out, you can't get out.
Yes.
And we're pulling each other down.
Put it down. PhD. Yes.
We are
the uplifters, and help each other and motivating so that we can become action takers.
Yes.
We could be the
once you've climbed that step, you're able to stretch down and
get somebody else.
Where you are as you go up, because it gets really lonely up there. You don't want to go up by yourself. You want to bring people up with you.
Yes. And so just excited about this community, and like I said, it's going to be available to anyone that want to join this. No pressure, but we just excited, and we just want to bring this to our community, so that
making the family bigger,
making the family bigger, so that you could join in with us and learn from us.
We have a lot to share.
Yes, we have a lot to share.
And we know that you have a lot to share. So come on.
Yeah.
All right, so we've come to the end. I hope you benefited a lot from that.
Yes.
We just wanted to put it out there so that you know, because you're part of our family now. And since you're part of our family, you want not to be left out in things that we are doing. So also, as we do that, we really appreciate everyone that has subscribed.
Yes, we appreciate it. Yes. We are growing.
Like for you to just continue to subscribe.
Yes, continue.
If you haven't done so, we have a few people, a couple of people who just watch us without pressing that button. So just go ahead and press it.
Just go ahead and press it.
For free. You don't pay make time for
Yes.
you. And then also we really would like you to comment, leave a
Comment.
and tell us
Engage.
what you'd like us to hear. What
Yes, give us
topics would you
feedback.
like
Yes, please give us
to hear
feedback
from
so
us.
that we could. Cause that's how we grow. Because when you give us feedback, what you want to hear, we're able to tell our content around what you want to hear and what you think is best. That's going to help you grow. Yeah.
Yes. So having said that, if you'd like to follow us as well, please, we'd love to be your friends. My handle is @Lady Siza 1 on Instagram, and LJ.
And my handle is at Get Inspired by LJ on Instagram and Get Inspired by LJ on YouTube, where I deliver fresh content on a consistent basis. And we always say subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment on the videos and give me feedback so that I can bring and do better content on a weekly basis.
Yes. We look forward to see you on the other side. All right.
Yes, and you can
follow
us
on
all platforms, Chilling with the Chaplins, and you can listen to the audio version of the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And I do want to say, for those that missed the mastermind, oh my God, it was awesome. That first week was amazing. We getting a lot out the mastermind. We learned a lot.
And we got a couple of members.
Yes.
So we are so grateful.
We're so grateful,
that.
yes. And I'm just thankful. And we just learning, we just growing. And it was a great mastermind. Absolutely. And so, like I said, the mastermind gonna be calling, so I'm telling you, get involved, because like I said, it's gonna be on a consistent basis. It's gonna be every corner. So next mastermind, you want to get in there so that you're able to learn with us. Yes.
Absolutely. So we look forward to it. We're going to be having them every quarter, so don't get left out.
Yes, don't get left out.
For now, we're still, offering them for free, but as time goes on, they'll be paid. So you better jump in before we start making them paid. Having said that, we really, really love you guys. We appreciate each and every one of you. So I want to say,
see you next week. Yes. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development, so we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started.